you'll see Joe Mixon, your standard at running back this season, pacing the league in rushing.
It's the Texans and the Colts coming up next. We are just about 10 miles south of downtown. You get a look inside NRG Stadium in Houston, the home of the Texans. And so good to be with you. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson up here in the booth. You know, partner, sometimes teams get off to slow starts, and that's the case for these teams we're going to see here. Both under 500, not critical yet, but you can't wait too long to try to get this thing turned around.
And I know it sounds crazy, Mike, but here we are, and it's only October. There's a long way to go. But this feels like a really important game, and I think that was the sense that both coaches told us all week when we had a chance to meet with them. They said, we're not trying to panic. We're not trying to put the cart before the horse, but we need to win, and we need to get back on these winning trends, because if we want to find ourselves in contention throughout the rest of what's a long NFL season, these early October games, you got to have them.
This kick is fielded in the end zone, but no move to bring it out. It's touched back, and that ball will come out to the 30-yard line. Indianapolis led out by their quarterback, Anthony Richardson, the number 4 overall pick in 2023. Had some highlight moments, but injured most of the year. Greg now in his second year in the NFL out of Florida.
Really solid all-around performance last week, Mike, and I think the biggest factor that led to the win is his ability to continue to protect the football. He executed the offense, ran it exactly how they designed all week in practice. Now, it might not have been earth-shattering performance statistically, but they got the win. If he can continue to play that style of ball, it's going to be a tough group to match up with.
He was looking for Michael Pittman with that one, and it's going to be third down.
Even though it doesn't result in a sack, when you dial up the right pressure at the right time, Mike, sometimes that's all it takes to lead to that incompletion. The timing is just a little off between the quarterback and his intended target, and the ball falls incomplete.
They'll set up the screen to Taylor.
This exact situation here, Mike, tends to get a lot of conversation around the league. I think I'm going for it. I think here around midfield, you got to maintain possession, see if you can end this drive with some points. I think you got to stay aggressive, keep your offense on the field.
And he looks up and he's taken down right away. Maybe fortunate just to hold on to the ball as he was tackled immediately after hauling that one in. Dell motioning over. A man acquired by trade in the offseason, it's Joe Mixon. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, nothing more. On play action, Stroud. And he just does get that one away. He was being chased down, forced the awkward throw. And maybe he's fortunate that all it is an incompletion. On third down, they'll set up to throw. And that is incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on first and second down, Mike. Living in these third and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
On the return is Gould. And he'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. The Colts offense and Anthony Richardson getting ready for their next drive. And he's given defenses across the league. And the rush too strong. They're in there in a flash for the sack. Work to do now as they come up on second and long. Out of the shotgun, Richardson. And they're going to get him a second time. He goes down again. The Texans going to go ahead and use their first timeout here. From the gun on third down, Richardson. And this drive is a disaster. He goes down for a third consecutive time. Here's Rigoberto Sanchez now. And on to punt for the second time in this opening quarter. Now, fair catch will be taken out near the 35-yard line. First and 10 now from the 36. They'll go play action with Stroud. And that'll wind up up incomplete. Triple zeros on the clock. The first quarter has come to an end. So, not much to speak of in terms of scoring in that first quarter of play. 0-0 is the score. More from Houston coming up in a moment. On the bootleg, it's Stroud. That's to the former Buffalo Bills, Stephon Diggs. They'll get 19 out of that play. It's good for a Texans first down. They will work the middle with Mixon. And he'll maneuver his way down to the 44. That's Latu, the rookie out of UCLA in there on the stop. He'll get rid of it and complete it. And they'll take this down inside the 35. Here's 1st and 10. Here's a give up the middle to Mixon. And he'll be taken down as we tick down to the 2-minute warning.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9 at the Colts 30-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 9. From the gun, here's Stroud. Now he'll run. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. He'll run again. And he's into the end zone. C.J. Stroud. Touchdown, Texans.
But you think back to their first possession of this game, like it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession too. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their second possession.
And so after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn to kick it up. He'll start at the 4. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. Here's Jonathan Taylor and the Colts offense heading back for their next possession. Richardson to throw it here on foot. Pressure gets there, and down he goes. Here comes the blitz as he looks. Oh, they are on him in a flash, and he's lost the football. The Texans have it, and he rumbles his way into the end zone. The fumble recovery, and the great return for the touchdown. Oh, there's nothing better than when the defense scores a touchdown, except when a big man on the defense finds his way to the end zone.
Yeah, I think it's been a while since that guy had a ball in his hand, Mike, probably since his earlier days as a young kid. But, boy, he looked comfortable. What a return. What a play for him to be able to pick up that loose ball and bring it all the way back. Man, nothing brings life to a sideline like a defensive lineman touchdown.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn to kick it up. Here comes a return from the 5. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The Colts offense getting their final instruction before heading back onto the field. They're staring at a 2-touchdown deficit, 14-0. The score as the offense tries to regroup and get going with 1st and 10. Try again. It's 2nd and 10. Throwing, Richardson. Open man. That's Alec Pierce. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down. And this offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack. Here's a timeout, Houston. That's their 2nd. They stop it here with just under 40 seconds until halftime. And the receiver with a fair catch, taken successfully. And that's where he'll turn it over to the offense. The Texans offense going to see what they can do in the final minute of this first half. Their lead sits at 14-0 here in this second quarter. Looking to run away with this one. Oh, big hole left side. And he will score. Nico Collins. Touchdown, Houston. It's his third touchdown on the year. Now Fairbairn for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Texans will stake themselves to a 21-0 lead. They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. This will be taken in at the 2. And they'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Colts offense going to get it one final time in this first half. They find themselves down 3 touchdowns here, needing to flip the script in a hurry. And they'll start it here on first down. Timeout, Indianapolis. That is their second. And it'll come with 15 seconds to play in this first half. He's got room at the 30. Still going. And he will go all the way. Mo Alley Cox. Touchdown, Indianapolis.
That is just a complete disaster. I mean, we're in the final seconds of the first half, Mike, and you give up a huge explosive play that results in a touchdown. No matter what you've done all half, it completely changes the game.
Matt Gay on for the extra point. He gets it to go, and the Colts get back in it. It is 21-7. The clock showing 5 seconds remaining in this half as the kick's away. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. They'll start this one with a 3 tight end look. Off the play fake. Here's Stroud. He'll get this over the middle to Diggs. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield. It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10. And that is incomplete. One final chance does not work out. Time has expired. The first half has come to an end. And both teams ready to play on, so we'll do the same as we get set for quarter number 3. On the return, it's Dameon Pierce. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. The Texans offense and running back Joe Mixon heading out onto the field. He's run well here in the first half of the season, as you see there. He's the NFL's rushing leader coming into this weekend. They're trying to work quickly here and put the pressure on the defense. And they will finally track him down inside the 40-yard line. We'll go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. And this time they are ready for it. Thrown for a loss, and it's 2nd down. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. He'll look deep here for Diggs. And he will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Texans.
This kind of feast or famine anytime a defensive coordinator dials up a man pressure, and when you don't get home, it just puts so much stress on your secondary, Mike. They feel like they're out there defending their man for an eternity, and the quarterback had his opportunity to find his matchup. Good protection up front, and they just couldn't hold up in coverage long enough, and they give up a big touchdown.
And so after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn to kick it off. This returnable from the 4. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. Here's the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over once more. And look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. The quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back than in some of these coverage units when you know that ball's got to come out fast. And right now, they're teeing off and taking advantage of it.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. They go right back to Taylor. And some good blocking at the point of attack. A pickup of 7, and it brings up 3rd down. They'll go play action. It's Richard. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by Henry 202. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
The Texans take over 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line.
3 tight ends in the game to start the drive. On the handoff, it's Mixon. Not much there, maybe a yard. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. Here's a 2nd and 9. They'll go right back to Mixon. And this defense up to the task there. Gain of just 2, and it's 3rd down.
A gain of 2 brings up 3rd and 7.
And that is incomplete. He was looking for Stephon Diggs there, and it's going to lead to 4th down.
Fairbairn on for the field goal. A 42-yard attempt.
Fairbairn's kick is good. And the Texans add on to their lead.
I think at this point in the game, Mike, when you have things under control, not only were they able to hold on to the ball for a while, they still were able to manage to add 3 points.
From the 6, here comes a return. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Richardson to throw. He's got a man. That's Josh Downs. And it'll be brought down as we tick towards the end of this 3rd quarter. So, from the 36, it is 1st and 10. From the gun, Richardson. That one complete to Pierce. To the 20. And he will score. Alec Pierce. Touchdown, Indy. Touchdown here in the 4th quarter, Greg. They have a big mountain to climb, but at least they're technically still alive in this one.
And now, Mike, we're going to see them line up to go for 2. They're going to see if they can get this lead down to 16 points and still give them.
And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long. So the late score gets them a bit closer to respectability. They'll try to get even closer with an outside pick. He's to the 40.
You have no choice. You find yourself down big here late in the 4th quarter, Mike. You got nothing to lose. Give it a shot. Nice job here by the hands team recovering. They're going to take over possession.
Now Mixon. Yards are hard to come by there. They work it down to the 37-yard line. On play action, he'll set up to throw.
It's pretty remarkable at this stage, Mike, that they're even winning this game. I mean, anytime a quarterback is completing less than 50% of his throws, you just don't see that very often, and it just seems like time and time again, this quarterback and his intended targets, they're just not on the same page.
Even with the lead, they're trying to press the tempo. The Texans going to go ahead and use their first timeout here. Jamie Fairbairn coming on to try the field goal. This one from 54 yards out. This one runs out of steam off the crossbar and comes back. No good. And they are not able to add on to their big lead. On 1st and 10, here's Richardson. And this one is caught by Pierce.
Nice job here by the defense. Did a good job just covering up everything for the most part. So once this ball was caught, really didn't have much of a choice but to just head out of bounds and pick up a modest gain.
This one complete right side. And he's going to be taken down, and that will take us to the 2-minute warning. Richardson to throw here on 1st and 10. Looking middle, and he's got downs. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Throwing on 2nd down, Richardson. This offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack. They need to get this to the 23. Here's 3rd down. To throw, it's Richardson. Yards on the scramble there, and he picks up the 1st down. Looking to throw, Richardson. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete. They'll try again here, 2nd and 10. Richardson. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long. Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. Here's Richardson. He's got it at the 7. And they're going to be set up now as he's brought down at the 5-yard line. And that's going to wind up uncatchable out of the back of the end zone. It's incomplete. Another one from the 5. 2nd down and goal. Out of shotgun, Richardson. And this is going to be a touchdown. It's too little too late. Do get a bit closer as they score here in the final minute of play. Now Gay for the extra point. He's got it. And the Colts are able to cut into the deficit. This one not quite over, but down a couple of scores. We're going to get an onside kick.
Well, we knew, Mike, this was going to take a miracle. All they needed to do was recover this, score, recover another one, score again. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen, and this game's all but over.
They'll drop to throw. That's complete to Diggs. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line. They'll go play action with Stroud. Inside the 10, it is caught. They'll try to go up tempo here as they hustle to the line. And the final throw of the game winds up incomplete, and that will do it. This one comes to an end. So it's a win here for the Texans. And it is a season sweep for them. They defeat their division rivals for the 2nd time this year. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Texans as we say so long from Houston.
snap.